guys, John from our Hodgepodge Homestead. Welcome to Canuary. This is our second video. I'm gonna do Bloody Mary mix for you guys today. So let me run over, first of all, who's all in Canuary if you've not seen one of these videos yet. Sutton's Days is putting on Canuary, and she's got 18 different channels doing Canuary. Some of them are doing 2, some of them are doing 1. This is going to be our second video. So let me go through who they are. Tululu Creates, A Farm Girl in the Making, Better Life Together, Cosmopolitan Cornbread, Freedom Homestead, Homestead Dad, Jenny Goff, Linda's Pantry, Little Village Homestead, Mouse Toes, Our Hodgepodge Homestead, that's us, the Pratt Family Homestead, Prepper Potpourri, that 1870s homestead, the Beals, the Purposeful Pantry, Whippoorwill Hollow, and of course Sutton's Day. Okay, so Canuary is, all these people I just mentioned are doing a video, and it's going to be posted in the month of January. At the end of the month, there's going to be a drawing for a canner, a 21 quart canner that Lisa Sutton is donating for this Canuary. So what you have to do is watch every video, subscribe. Well, you don't have to subscribe, I guess. You should subscribe because you're going to learn a lot from all these people, and maybe you'll even learn something from me. You want to subscribe, you want to comment on every video, and at the end of the month, Lisa will have her computer program pull a random day out of the month and then a random comment off of that video. And then you could win a 21 quart canner. Unfortunately, it's only for the continental United States. Sorry for all those of you that don't live here. Anyway, today we're going to do Bloody Mary mix. And the Bloody Mary mix recipe is in this book. And again, if you haven't seen my previous Canuary video, when you start to can, you should have everything out and everything ready to can, right up to finishing, pulling your jars out and having a place to set them, which I have on our island over here. So as you can see here, I've got all my ingredients out, and what you want to do is you're going to mix it all. So I've got 2 quarts of tomato juice. This is from our garden this year, which is pretty cool. I had bought 2 quarts of tomato juice, and it was sitting here, and I'm thinking, what am I doing? I've got my own tomato juice. Eventually, I'd like to have my own Worcestershire sauce, my own hot sauce, all that kind of stuff. That's coming down the road. I will do that. Okay, you want a 1/2 cup of finely minced celery hearts, and that's the real light colored green leafy parts that are in the center of your celery. You can actually buy it labeled celery hearts. And put that in. And then I'm gonna have 6 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce. Worcestershire. Let's see. 6 tablespoons of dill pickle juice. Well, you know what? I didn't have dill pickle juice, but I got bread and butter chips. Gonna be just fine. Okay, 1/4 cup of prepared horseradish. I'm not sure what the prepared part is, but it's horseradish. It'll do just fine. Let's see, 2 tablespoons of hot sauce. I prefer Frank's, so that's what's going in there. And again, it's all ready to go. It's right at my fingertips. Okay, you're gonna have 2 tablespoons, or two teaspoons of salt, 2 teaspoons of garlic powder, 1 teaspoon black pepper, 1 teaspoon celery seeds, which I didn't have. But I figure with the celery in there, we'll be okay. I will have celery seeds after today, trust me. 1 teaspoon of smoked paprika, and that's all my spices right here. So we're gonna get that in there. And then last but not least, 1 cup of bottled lemon juice. And I'm sure that if I look out there, some of the people that are in Canuary probably make their own sauces that I just talked about. So we're gonna stir this up. And what we're doing today is water bath canning. And this will make 5 pints is what the instructions say. When you're looking in these books, usually above the recipe, it'll tell you approximately how much it will make, and that helps you get your jars ready. And I always do 1 jar extra, just because there's always like maybe that much extra that doesn't fit in. Okay, we've got this combined pretty good in here. I'm gonna put it on the burner. I'm gonna bring it up to a boil, and then I'm gonna let it simmer for 5 minutes. So, when it's simmered for 5 minutes, I'll come back with you. Oh, by the way, in here I have my jars getting hot, because you want to ladle your hot liquid into a hot jar to go into a hot canner. Hot, hot, hot. Okay, when I get back, or I'm sorry, when this gets done simmering for 5 minutes, I'll be right back. It has come up to a boil. I'm going to reduce the heat down to low and just let it simmer for about 5 minutes. I gotta tell you, I tried a little spoonful of it, and I think it's gonna be really, really good. It may be too lemony, too much lemon juice, but we'll see when it's all done. See you in about 10 minutes. All right, guys, we're back. It's simmered for 5 minutes after it was at a rolling boil. I'm gonna shut this off. However, I tasted it. It tasted pretty lemony, and I made a mistake. I wasn't supposed to put the lemon juice in until I removed it from the heat. So, I don't know if that's gonna alter it once it's in a jar or what, but we're gonna roll with it. And once this cools off, I will make a Bloody Mary tonight. And in my next video that I post, I will let all of you guys know how well it came out. We'll throw it on the end of this video later on. But it tasted really good out of the pot, so we'll see. But come on over to the island. We're gonna go ahead and put these in our jars. Now remember, my jars are hot. So you wanna get your jar lifter. Okay, so we got our hot jar. Ooh. And we're just gonna ladle this right in. Flip it out of there. And you want to go to a 1/2 inch headspace. So, so you look at your measure, you've got 1 inch, 3/4 of an inch, 1 inch, 3/4 of an inch, 1/2 inch, and 1/4 inch. So we want a 1/2 inch headspace. We put her in there, and I can put a little bit more in there, but I'm not going to worry about it. As long as you're not over a 1/2 inch. Okay, now we want, every time you ladle into a jar, you want to wipe the lip of that jar with vinegar. What that does is that's going to give you, in case any food particles got on there, it's going to wipe any of that off. So I've got my lid, I'm putting on my ring, whoo, and that is hot. Finger tight, and I'm going to bring it over here, put it on my rack. And I'll do that again for each one of these jars. I'm really pretty excited to try this. I'm not a huge Bloody Mary guy, but when I want one, I want one. You could almost call them virgin Bloody Marys because I really don't like vodka. But I still throw a little vodka in just because it's Bloody Mary. That's what you do. But now look, I think I went a little high there. Nope, I'm perfect. That one's absolutely fine. Okay, but see from the first jar, I don't know if you'll be able to pick that up, but that right there came off the first jar, even though I had a ladle, some still got on there. And that could keep your jar from sealing. Just that little bit of residue. Especially when you're dealing with, look at all, it just came off that. I'm actually gonna dump it again. Especially if you're doing any type of greasy foods. It's even worse, like if you're canning pork or anything like that. All right, pretty clean on that one. All right, I'm not going to bore you with showing you how I do every one of these because they're all the same process. So when I'm done with filling these jars and getting in the canner, I'll be back with you. Okay guys, so I only got 4 jars out of that and about that much in another jar, and I'm not going to bother canning that. So I'm going to dump these down in, and I think I'm going to have to add some water. Yep. When you water bath can, you want to have 1 to 2 inches of water over top of your jars. So I'll be right back with you. All right, so we're getting, this is the 3rd one I had to put in here. And looks like we're getting where we need to be. I just want to make sure that these jars are, probably could have used a smaller canner, but like I said, the instructions did say that this would make 5. I'm gonna move them all into the center a little bit. Water's probably not that hot now. All right, so what you want to do, fold your lids down here. Put your lid on, and you want this to come to a rolling boil. And once it comes to a rolling boil, we're gonna water bath this for 35 minutes. So, when 35 minutes has passed, we'll be right back. All right, everybody, it's been 35 minutes. So I'm gonna turn the stove off. Whenever you take your lid off your canner, whether it's a water bath canner or whether it's a pressure canner, you always want to pull it so that it's away from your face, because watch all this steam. Yeah. That's a lot of steam coming off of there. All right, and it's still boiling. All right. Okay, now one thing I also forgot to do was I forgot to put a little bit of vinegar in my water, because we live on a well. So what I'll have to do is, you can already see it starting to get on the jars. I'm gonna have to clean that calcium off the jar. Already popped. I only got 4 pints. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I had a little bit left over. So I'm going to mix me a Bloody Mary with our Bloody Mary mix. Okay, that's all I had left over. It's cooled. I got a little bit of vodka here. And no, this video is not sponsored by Smirnoff. Add a little bit in there. Might have been too much. Let's see, give it a little stir. Smells pretty good. All it's lacking is a pickle and a piece of celery and an olive. Putting the lemon in first made no difference. I don't think it made any difference to me. That's really, really good. I'm gonna enjoy these. Ice cube on it would be pretty good too. So anyway, that's our second Canuary video for Canuary. Don't forget to make a comment, subscribe to our channel, that helps us out. Subscribe to everybody else's channel in Canuary. Get your chance to win your 21 quart canner. And as I always say, here at the Hodgepodge Homestead, we sure do like making our own Bloody Mary mix. And you should too. See you later.